Good morning. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please tag and share. Come on in. Come on in. I'm sharing as well. We're going to get started here in just one moment. I am a few minutes early, but nevertheless, the information is important. So let's get started. Good morning and welcome to the Money Matters Morning Show, where we talk all things faith, finances, and the freedom of good credit. Good morning, Manuel. How are you? And I am your host, Nefateria Robinson, and I'm a certified professional life coach as well as an author and a speaker, and I specialize in assisting individuals who've had credit challenges increase their credit worthiness so that they can buy the things that they want. So today, I have a question for you guys. Well, I got a question and a statistic. The first question is, does your spouse or mate credit score matter? Something to ponder on. Well, a couple statistics says, 4 in 10 adults say knowing someone's credit affect their willingness to date that person. And of course, 43% of women compared to 32% of men say a person's credit score would have an impact on them dating them. What do you think about that? Would it impact you dating someone? Would that affect whether you would date them or not? What their credit score was? What they were in good standing with the credit bureaus, or what their credit worthiness with? Put in the comments. I'd love to know what your personal thoughts on that subject matter is. So in today's talk, we're going to talk about 2 things that you should be discussing, or at least find some things that you should be finding out, some questions you should be asking your spouse or potential spouse about their finances and their credit and things of that nature. So, like I said, does your spouse or your mate shy away when you want to talk about the money subject? Do they get afraid when you bring up anything dealing with their credit or their savings or what they got in the bank or what they make? Do you always see them paying cash, but you never see them swipe a card, or they always have something to say negatively about credit? Are any of those things happening with you guys when you've been dating different people or have dated different people, or have any of those issues came up? I want you to know it's not necessarily your fault that they kind of shine away from the conversation and they're not wanting to talk about the conversation. It's probably just because, most of the times when we've seen people discuss money, it's some type of argument. It's never done in a healthy, calm, responsible adult type of environment. It's always, hostile, like why you didn't pay the bill, or why the lights gonna get cut off, or why this note on our door. It's always hostile. And I want to show you that you can have the money conversation with your spouse, significant other, without it being a hostile environment, without it being, a situation where it's like it's almost too late. Now you want to talk about it, So I want you to consider if you could have that conversation calmly and maturely and kind of heed off those things that could possibly happen when you join finances or you're sharing some financial responsibility, because you have the tools and you're asking the questions up front and you're asking in a loving environment. Some things that you can do, you kind of set like a financial date night, just make it very comfortable, set some boundaries around it, have it be like a non-judgmental type situation, no matter what is involved or what comes up or what shows up, that you're going to respond in love, and that you're going to be patient, and you're going to think about compromise and how y'all can work together to build things financially, and no matter what your history is and what things have came up or you experienced. So like I said, number one thing I want you to do is to discuss all aspects of your financial history with your significant other. I'm going to be typing my own comments, so if you see me kind of like delayed or look like you lost my attention, it's not that. I just want to make sure that you get this information. Discuss all aspects of your financial history. Okay, so I want you to discuss all aspects of your financial history with your significant other. Go over all your financial documents. I'm still typing, guys. So go over all your financial documents. That includes credit reports. Look at your savings accounts. Look at their investments, salaries. Talk about this thing. Don't be in the dark. Don't be blind to it. Have these conversations. Find out what their debts are. Look at their credit accounts. You don't want to leave any financial rock unturned. So make sure that you're having this discussion. Discuss what your financial goals are individually and as a couple. What your financial responsibilities would be once you get married. who's going to do what, and who's going to be responsible for what. So that's, that's kind of like the first general overview of the conversation. Just to I'm always telling my clients you got to have the information. You can't make no decisions if you don't have the information. So you have to have the information. You got to have the credit reports. You got to have those bank statements. You got to have those paycheck stubs. You got to see what you're dealing with to be able to make informed decisions. But you have to have information to make those informed decisions. And number two, is you need to talk about the habits that led them. Talk about the habits that led them to the situation that they're in financially, led them there. So, talk about if they're a saver or they're a spender. You need to find that out. You need to find out who's a saver, who's a spender. If you're both spenders, you got to figure out how y'all can work that thing out so it doesn't cause a problem in your marriage or in your relationship. Also find out if it's the person that pays the credit card off in full, or do they let it revolve? Or let it revolve. Also, what's considered a necessity? What's considered a luxury? To one person it may be a necessity, somebody else it may be a luxury. Having somebody come clean the house every week or every 2 weeks may be a luxury to some, it might be a necessity to others. But you need to have those kind of discussions. What's a necessity? What's a luxury? In that person's eyes compared to what it is in your eyes. Necessities or luxuries. Please tag and share. I truly appreciate it. If you know couples that need to have this, well, you might not know if they need to have this discussion, but all couples need to have this discussion. Definitely before I got married to my spouse, we had this conversation. I said, I need to see your credit report. It wasn't about, I knew where it worked, so that wasn't an issue, but I wanted to know what I was bringing my perfect credit score into, what I was going to connect to. Good morning, Michael, how are you? I wanted to know what we're going to merge together. So I need to see his credit reports. I need to see how he was saving. I need to see how he paid his credit cards. If he had credit cards, I need to know all that information. And I was willing to fully indulge all my information as well. I let him see my credit report. I let him see my savings, my IRAs. I let him see any and everything that he wanted in my financial history. And we had a discussion about it. We talked about who's the saver, who's the spender, how are we going to pay the bills? Are we going to mend all the money together? Are we going to have allowances for things that we don't really want to give account to while we spent money on certain things? We had all these kinds of discussions even prior to me taking on his last name. It's very important. You need to get those discussions out there before they become a problem. Also, see if I touched on everything. You find out also if y'all going to both people are going to work, or you're going to rely on one income. Or if you eventually want to have children, well, then you allow on only one income, or will you still work? Are the children going to go to private school, or they going to go to public school? Are you paying for their college education, or they going to have to figure it out on their own? All of these kind of things that where money is going to be involved as you grow together and live together and be together long term and forever, to death do us part, all that good stuff. You need to discuss the things that will impact your finances and how y'all plan to deal with them together. It's very important to find out what the attitude is of that person about those various things. Excuse me, y'all, I froze on Periscope. I don't know what's going on. Guess I'll just, hold on, y'all. I'll stop that broadcast. At least I'll try to stop it. But anyway, so this morning kind of was just talking about, just two things or two ways to kind of start having that conversation with your spouse or significant other about the credit, about their finances, about what's going on. You need to discuss it in its entirety. You need to see everything that's going on in their financial history. Tell all my single friends, you need to get in that person's business, male or female, both. I tell them both. It's not just, granted, all women want a provider. And so you may think I only tell my women single friends, hey, girl, you need to get in his business and see what's going on. But I tell my male friends as well. You don't want to connect yourself with somebody that's not responsible financially and not willing to get the tools or the education they need to get to become responsible financially. So, get in their business, get in their bank account, find out what's going on, have the discussion. It's okay, but have the discussion in a loving, non-judgmental type of environment. You don't want to wait until, they're garnishing your wages because of some debt that they have. And you like, what in the world's going on? Now you want to have an argument, and now you want to blow a gasket and you want to go off. When you should have, had this conversation prior to commingling any of your funds. This is very important. Think about why is this important to you. Think about why you and your spouse need to be on the same page when it comes to your finances. It's really important. You just really take the time to think about why this is important, and you realize why it's so important, then you won't understand why it's important to have the conversation. Thank you for joining me this morning. Everyone that joined me live, I truly, truly appreciate your time. You can catch me here every weekday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk all things faith, finances, and the freedom of good credit. If you happen to have any questions about saving, budgeting, eliminate debt, or credit, or you have those, you want me to speak to things that you really can't speak to. One of my friends reached out to me one time and wanted me to talk about borrowing money. So I'm your girl to put it out there for you. If you don't really want to address that with your family or friends, or it's a kind of touchy subject and you want someone else to address it that don't have any attachments to it, feel free to submit those questions to bit.ly/AskNFR, and I definitely will talk here on the Money Matters Morning Show. Also, if you need somebody who assists you with your credit, you've had credit challenges and you're looking to increase your credit worthiness so you can purchase the things that you want, I do have a free consultation that you can get scheduled at bit.ly/book-with-Nef. I do appreciate your time. Thank you for tagging and sharing. Thank you for the comments. And remember, owe no man nothing but to love him. For he that have loveth hath fulfilled the law. Have a blessed day. Bye.